Hello and welcome to another episode of Put Me in Coach on episode 76, Diamondbacks versus Twins, Game 2. Lineup of today, Loris Grow Jr. playing DH, Pavin Smith playing first base, Adrian Delcatcher playing catcher, Jorge Barrosa playing center field, and Tommy Troy playing left field, and the rest is the same. There's other times enough of Tim Towell came in playing center field for Corbin Carroll later on and stuff. Hitting for Kento Marte. He came up to bat twice. And then there's another thing of it. Vargas came up to play second base for Kento Marte, and then I think he hit for Corbin Carroll and stuff. He came up to hit 3 times and stuff, and then Groover came over to play third base for Nolan Arenado, and he came up to hit 3 times and stuff. Top of the 8th, Vargas went to second. Groover went to third base. Jorge Barrosa went to right field instead because he started at center field, went to right field. Tim Towell went to center field and stuff. That was all in top of the 6th. Sorry, not the 8th, the 6th. The top of the 8th now is Loris Grow Jr. was DH, so he came out to play in left field to put Tommy Troy at center field because Tommy Troy was in left field. For Loris Grow Jr. to play left field, Tommy Troy to go to center field and stuff, and then that makes Tim Tawa to change to center field to second base in top of the 8th. And stuff, and then for Vargas to pitch later on and stuff. But that's pretty much of that. Looking at the numbers and stuff, yeah, there is a lot. I think this game was pretty huge. It went really long because there was a lot of scoring overall and stuff. But there was a really good hits here and there and stuff. I think our backup hitters also did really, really good as well and stuff. It's about around 50-50. Not very many people get on base and stuff, but Pavin Smith got on 2 for 5. And Adrian Delcatcher got on once, make it 1 for 3. Jorge Barrosa got on twice, 2 for 3. Tommy Troy got on twice, 2 for 3 and stuff. And then our backup hitter Vargas got on base once. So that's pretty much that and stuff. It's not pretty, but fortunately enough, it's something in some ways and stuff. So this was a tough game for the Diamondbacks. So just letting you know on that. Pitching wise enough, Gallen just cannot pitch at all. I don't know what's going on with him. It's just he is off. He's not Gallen at all, and I don't know what's going on with him. He went 5 innings, gave up 12 hits. That's like a new record to him, giving up 12 hits. Struck out 2, walked 2, and gave up 7 runs. Mostly it was 9, but currently enough, what I know till the time enough of the bullpen came in, it was 7 runs till he got out. Because the other 2 got scored off the other pitcher and stuff, but they were his people on base got on to run and stuff, so that's why he got 9 runs in total and stuff. But at the time enough when he got out, 7 runs. So I don't know what's going on with him. he just I'm not gonna figure him out. He needs to figure that out on his own, and I cannot say anything about it because I just don't know. I gave up on him for a long time, and he's just not performing great. So it's just I don't know what is going on with him. And so that's that. The Twins starting pitcher was Taj Bradley. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 4, walked 2, and gave up 2 runs. So he did pretty good and stuff. Because Gallant didn't do good and he did good and stuff. So good for the Twins, I guess, and stuff. And then bullpen for the day for the Diamondbacks. Yober Diaz is making his Diamondbacks debut this year and stuff. Didn't look good because, the Twins pretty much hit off of him as well. Will Abner went for 4 innings and stuff just to keep going till it is and stuff, getting no runs. And then Vargas also came in to pitch twice in the inning and stuff and also gave up no runs. So, good for him, I guess. It was kind of a little exciting to see a non-pitcher coming in and stuff. Mostly enough, we saw Adrian Del Castro to come in or James McCain, but Vargas did okay. I'm surprised enough it. He gave up. He didn't really give up a lot of things and stuff. He got just mostly ground outs, pop up, fly outs and stuff. I think that's pretty much it. He actually got Josh Bell to get it out and into double play and stuff, so that was cool. But he only walked 2 people and stuff, and that's pretty much it. And only for 2 innings, not that bad and stuff. But yeah, I think, and also Diaz, God, he only pitched for 1 inning and stuff because the 5th was ferocious for the Diamondbacks. Because he also came in the 5th. He gave up 7 hits, struck out none, walked once, and gave up 9 runs, only in 1 inning. That is not good, especially on his first debut. Just this year and stuff, came back from the minors and stuff because I don't know what's going on. I think the Twins were just hitting today, and they did good, and our pitching wasn't. So that's just gotta, tip your cap for the Twins, I guess, because they scored a lot. Yeah. So we're gonna go scoring and stuff. I bring it down a little bit so we won't go crazy talk about all the runs, what the Twins did and stuff. There's a lot of them, but we won't talk about all of them and stuff. So, starting off with Trevor Lawrence, he had a 2 RBI single to make it 5-0, top of the 4th. Victor Caratini hit a RBI double to make it 7-0, top of the 5th. Brian Buxton with a grand slam to open it up to make it 12-0, top of the 5th. That's where enough of Zach Gallen's nightmare. Victor Vertini again with a 2 RBI single to make it 14, top of the 5th. Ryan Kredler with a 2 RBI triple to make it 16-0, top of the 5th. And the Twins got 9 runs in the 5th. And half of it was against Gallen, and the rest was on Diaz. So they just keep hitting in the 5th. It was just a non-stop, and I don't think, there was a time where Gallen came in the 5th. He did not get a run, a out at all in 7, especially with Diaz as well. He got some of the outs, but yeah, and then after that, Abner came in and stuff and just struck the next guy out, and that was at the ending of the 5th. So Yeah, the fifth was just a non-ending for the Diamondbacks and stuff, so not good for the Diamondbacks. And then, and also that's the only runs the Twins got, fortunately, at that time. And so the rest were basically the Diamondbacks. Jorge Barosa with a 2 home run to make it 2-16, bottom of the fifth. And then Vargas with a 3 RBI double to make it 6-16, bottom of the seventh. Fortunately, that was not enough. We lost. The final score is 8-16. Our final record is 39-37. So we are down 2 over than 500. So I wish we would get the win, but fortunately it just didn't happen. And stuff. Progress. Yeah, it's just like we gotta score a little bit early at the time and stuff. I wish we can have like a comeback. We have the most comeback in Major League Baseball and stuff. It's kind of crazy to think about that, but yeah, it's just didn't go our way. I guess I can say the same thing when we were against the Braves when we lost 17-2 and stuff. So fortunately enough, the Diamondbacks kind of trying to have a comeback a little bit here and there and got more runs at the end and stuff. So make it a little bit exciting than just losing with a low score and stuff. So they did some stuff. So yeah, because to me enough, like, man, it would be amazing to have a comeback, having a 16-0 and then have a comeback to come and walk it off as 17-16. Like, that would be insane. But fortunately, it didn't happen. So that's that. Pitching wise, we just the starting just cannot start way in the beginning. Like Gallen gave up 2 runs right away in the top of the first, and then he just keep giving up runs and runs and runs, and the Twins just keep hitting off of him like they were ready for it and stuff. Like, it was insane and stuff. There was a time they interviewed Gallen, and I guess he felt good when he was trying to pitch and stuff, but fortunately enough, they felt comfortable hitting off Gallen and stuff so easy. So Gallen needs to learn from that and stuff, but fortunately enough, he's not learning anything of his own mistakes and stuff, and he just keeps going out there and trying to dominate, but fortunately, he's just not doing that and stuff. So, I don't know if he's learning from his mistakes because he at this time enough, he's not performing great. Like, I get, like, last time when he performed was against the Reds in Cincinnati and stuff, but fortunately he also struggled in that game as well, but not so much. This is probably the worst performance from Gallen's history of all time, by the way, and stuff, because this was just horrible for him and stuff. Giving 12 hits and stuff, it's just not. You're not going to win games and stuff. It's just the thing about that and stuff. You cannot give up that much hits and stuff and not realize enough of you're not going to win games. So hopefully those numbers are down at the time enough he comes back again and stuff. But gotta wait for a little bit of that and stuff. But yeah, I think that's the only thing and stuff. I think bullpen did great, but fortunately enough, I think in Diaz, I don't know what's going on and stuff. I keep asking myself enough of what's going on with the pitching coach. What are they doing? I don't know, because to me enough, I only saw Brian Kepler coming out twice enough to talk to the pitchers, even with Gallen and Diaz, and to me enough of like, what are you talking to the players? Like, are you motivating them? Are you just saying blah, blah, blah here and there? Like, hey, like, try to get this out, whatever and stuff. I don't know. Just, like, to me of enough, I'm feeling like, just say enough of just, like, hey, like, You know, like it'll be okay. Just take some breathe, whatever, and stuff. Like focus on what you need to do and stuff, and get the job done. Like I don't know. He's saying that to them and stuff. Where enough of just like you need to get this guy out. And like okay, sure. Um, Not enough, I guess, to me in some ways and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy of today and stuff. It's just again, I just thinking it just didn't go our way. The Twins were just off the chart today and stuff. Got a lot of runs, and we tried to get back into it, but not enough and stuff. But it was a very interesting game. Yeah, I was screaming at the TV as well today too, but the only thing enough of I was screaming at the TV because Victor Venantini, again, the catcher for the Twins, was kind of it. He actually challenged for ABS. He got it correctly. Again, it didn't do the same thing what he did to Drake Baldwin, by the way, and stuff, because that's a different story overall. But he did challenge, and you guys were like winning like 8-0 at the time, or something or like 12-0. So yeah, it was like 12-0. And why is Victor Vertini challenging an ABS? Like, yeah, good job, you got a strike out of it, but like, dude, like, there's no reason for you to do that and stuff. Like, it was the first pitch, by the way, and Adrian De Castro was the person was at the plate and stuff, and he just looking like a smirk like on Victor, where enough of just like, dude, like what the heck, like what was the point for that? Like, you're like winning 12-0. What's the reason for the ABS? And the other thing is enough. Yeah, sure, why not? If Victor Martinez, did not challenge and stuff, and Adrian De Castro get like a easy, ball or whatever and stuff, it didn't matter because he got a base hit off of it and stuff. So he would go to first base, maybe anyways, if the ABS didn't do anything and stuff. So, and then fortunately enough, that's where Jorge Barosa get the 2 home runs. So, I don't know. I felt like that's kind of like brief right into Venantini's face a little bit, and so I'm just like, well, that's what you get by challenging BS on us when you're up like 12-0 and stuff, for no reason. And that was the only ABS challenge and stuff, and that's like only it what they did and stuff. Like Diamonds didn't challenge it and stuff, and showing enough of maybe the actually did really good perform today and stuff, calling them correctly. I think he didn't do the like the perfect game overall, but I think there was maybe like 1 or 2 miss and stuff, and that's pretty much it. Like none really a lot of it. So give props for the umps of doing their job and stuff. So yeah. But I think that's like the only thing. It's just like, and I was just not happy with Gallon and stuff. I realized enough of why, because I look at it at the offense and stuff with the lineup and stuff, like, why is Adrian Del Castro playing catcher? Where enough of Gabe Marino is actually doing a lot better and stuff. Like, what's the reason? Why is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. playing DH, not playing left field? Like, okay, like, you're putting Tommy Troy and stuff. It's like, okay. Like, why is... Like, I'm fine with Jorge Barosa playing center field, but, like, why DH Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and stuff? Like, just all these typical things. I'm thinking you should absolutely bench Tommy Troy in Adrian DeCastro and then have them play a little later in the game, but you didn't do that and stuff. I'm fine with Pavin Smith playing first base and stuff. Like, I'm totally fine with that. He did pretty good and stuff, but yeah, it's just like there's things where enough of just like I don't think Ravello is doing his homework. Because what I realized enough of, you cannot, like, I get it, you want to have other people have a chance to play games here and there and stuff, but if you really want to win games when it matters and stuff, look at of what they're doing of enough past times and use them in present time, where enough of, like, Gabe Marino is hitting well and stuff, because there was a time when he hit 3 for 3 and stuff when we were playing the Angels and stuff. So shows enough of he was doing good, and he did great yesterday and stuff. Really, really does shows a lot and stuff. But it's just like, to me, enough of, why did you bench him? You could absolutely bench him in third game and stuff, and just had Adrian DeCastro came in to catch for the third game tomorrow and stuff. But nope, you bench him today. You put Adrian DeCastro today at catcher, and you put Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at DH, and not playing left field. He did play left field today, but that was later on and stuff. And then Tom Troy playing left field, went to center field, and whatever and stuff. Like, it's just all over the place. I just don't think Ravello is thinking. I just thinking he's thinking about, these little numbers here and there and stuff, and thinking about who's pitching and who can do whatever and stuff. Like, I hate you thinking enough of left and rights of pitching and batting and stuff. Don't think that and stuff. Think about enough of what they're doing good against the other team and stuff. And stuff. So, I don't know. Just don't like what's going on with the Diamondbacks lately and stuff, and they're just not performing the way I want them they are and stuff. But it's what it is. Again, I keep telling you guys enough. Like, I want to control this team so freaking bad and stuff, but I have no control. That's a bummer about it and stuff. There was actually one more thing after I'm gonna be done and stuff. Fortunately enough, because we were playing the Twins and stuff, Bob Brenly and even Steve were those were the announcers for today on D-backs TV and stuff. I guess Trevor Plouffe, former Twins and also part of John Boy Media people with Talking Baseball with Jake, but so I guess he's like working for the Twins. I guess he was there at the game and stuff, and I guess he was broadcasting for the Twins on their TV, I believe, and stuff. But fortunately enough, there was a ball came into one of the areas where the people were doing the announcers and stuff, and I guess a former teammate to Bob Brenly when he was playing when they were like the Giants and stuff back then. Yeah, it's just like he was trying to catch a ball, and he had a glove as well, and he pretty much flopped it in a way, didn't catch it and stuff. So Bob Brenly and I think Mark Graves also was like saying about like why, like how you supposed to catch it and stuff. And then even they showed Trevor Plouffe making fun of him as well, and just saying just like, hey, like you got the Diamondbacks announcers like talking crap about you guys and stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, that was not a catch. Like, and he's having a glove, and just like, oh, like, just you didn't catch it. This is how you catch it. So they had fun times over there and stuff. I just thought it was pretty silly, and I want to talk about it um, because I know Trevor Plouffe and stuff, because I watch his videos from on Talking Baseball and stuff, and I really like Trevor Plouffe because he understands about baseball very well and stuff. If you talk about in Talking Baseball, especially enough of he even enough to. I thought this was so funny as heck, because there was before when Zoe was basically, because he was also one of the people, part of the Jumbo Media group and stuff, had a trivia Jeopardy on Talking Baseball with Trevor Plouffe and Jay. Fortunately enough, Trevor Plouffe actually didn't do so well in the beginning, and unfortunately won the whole game and stuff. But it didn't really start very well for Trevor Plouffe, and one of the question was enough of, can you name pitchers, or the best pitchers in this year and stuff, not name of Paul Skeens and Terry Screwball. And the crazy thing is enough Trevor Plouffe answered Paul Skeens, where enough of that's not one of the answers you shouldn't say. So they got a little laugh of that as well and stuff, and I thought that was hilarious. Seeing it from a short video on short YouTube and stuff, it was pretty funny and stuff. Like, I don't know how he made that mistake and stuff, and again, like, just didn't really hear the question very well, and just like, it was really like very clear right there. Like, like, I get it. He was going for number one, like Paul Skeens, number one. Like, well, Zoe said not Paul Skeens or Terry Screwball, and you said one of the answers you shouldn't not. So it just makes it more funny. It's just like brain fart. Trevor Plouffe, like, no respect enough of, like, you're a great guy, like, you're a very smart person enough of having baseball knowledge, like, that's something to know, but it's just, like, those are the things enough, just, like, whoops, yeah, so, Trevor Plouffe is a funny dude. I wish I can get borrowed John Boy group and stuff. It'd be cool. I wish I can actually work with them, because they do baseball stuff crazy and stuff. Especially of Dalton as an Arizona Diamondbacks fan and stuff. Especially enough Jake is also a Diamondbacks fan as well. Go Snakes. Snakes alive, bro, but not today. That's what happened of it. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. So I just want to talk about of it, because I saw Trevor Plouffe was at the game today and stuff, and making fun of his former team, former Twins player back then. Was also teammates with Bob Brenly with the Giants and stuff. So I thought that was kind of like interesting to talk about and stuff, because it was funny. So that's pretty much it. That hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. I know this day just didn't go so well for the Diamondbacks, but hopefully they can do better for tomorrow on Father's Day and stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy Father's Day. I will. Absolutely. I'm going to lunch with my father and my family and stuff, so we're going to have a good lunch and stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Father's Day as well. To all Father's Day, all to the fathers and generally enough out there and stuff. You guys are doing your job as a father and generally and stuff. I'm glad enough to have a proud father in my life and stuff, to pretty much bring me up every single time and stuff, because mostly fathers are very heroes to their kids and stuff. They look up to them and stuff, and they very helpful and respectful and all these typical things. So my father always do that for me, and he wants what's best for me and stuff, and I would do absolutely the same thing if I was a father to my own kids and stuff. Just give them the best life and the best ways enough to treat other people positive and respect and everything and stuff. So, I get that from my parents, and I would do the same thing to mines and stuff. So, fortunately enough, I don't have kids. I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend either, and stuff. So, just showing enough of my future is not really bright that much at this time, but hopefully later on, God will be on my side. So that's pretty much of that and stuff. So yeah, have a great Father's Day for tomorrow and stuff. All these typical things and stuff. So yeah, so hopefully the Diamondbacks would try to get a win to literally win the series for tomorrow. And I'm thinking the pitcher will be Ryan Nelson. I hope and stuff. Currently, I know. So that's all like that. So have a great day and thank you for watching.